Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on, guys? It's Filthy and I'm back with another video. Today we're doing the Zero to Hero Season 21 starter guide for the Necromancer. So we're going to start at level 1, show you how to get all the way up to GR 100 in the quickest time possible. We're going to talk about what to spend your Challenge Rift bag on. We're going to talk about the order to do some things. We're going to talk about how to spend your materials at 70 to get Inarius put together as quickly as possible. Show you a very powerful build that will unlock primals very quickly, show you some footage from PTR doing that. We're going to show a speed build for Corpse Explosion on Inarius. I'm going to talk about what is probably the most casual friendly and powerful push build that the Necromancer has access to, which is going to be Poison Scythe. So we're going to set that up on Legacy of Dreams. So if all that sounds interesting, why don't you stick around and I'll show you how to do it. But other than that, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Do consider subscribing. I've got some more D3 videos on the way. Now the season is going to start this Friday, so 3rd of July, so as of today, as of now, don't do your Challenge Rift. You need to start the season, make your seasonal character. Once you do make your seasonal character, you're free to go and beat the Challenge Rift. Now once you've done that, you're going to get yourself a goodie bag, which will appear down here, Challenge Rift cash, and collect that onto your character. Don't worry guys, this is an old one, I haven't like bricked my season. But you can pop it open. As you can see, you're going to get some really cool mats. So you get a load of gold, which we've just picked up. We're going to get the bounty mats, DBs, Veil Crystals, Blood Shards, and DBs. So all nice and important. Now, what I probably would do is once I've opened my bag, I would probably, as a level 1 character, take the Templar's weapon, or come over here and speak to this guy, buy some gear, so maybe a weapon, maybe some life per second stuff. Then I'm probably just going to really quickly check in Act 2 to see if Zoltan Kuhl or Magda are boss bounties. If they are, I will go and do them to get a small chest to dab on a cord. So it's just got a few little gear pieces to help power us up. Then next thing we're going to do is go and get the cube. So Act 3, the Ruins of Sescheron. You just need to go there, find the cube. It's in the same position every single season. So if you've ever done a season beforehand, it should be fairly straightforward to find. Quite good for XP, you'll get some masker bonusing going on whilst you're here, and that will give you the cube. Now when you get back, you'll have the cube, you've popped your Challenge Rift bag. This means that you can now take Haedrig and you can train him all the way up to rank 12, which will allow you access to level 70 weapons. So again, with the Challenge Rift bag, you'll have the materials to do this. So a two-handed scythe, you're just going to craft one. You just need to inspect it ever so quickly just to see if it's dropped with reduced level requirements on the secondary. It hasn't, so we're free to upgrade this. So we pop over to Kanai's Cube, we go to Recipe 3, upgrade rare item, chuck in the scythe, fill the mats in. Again, you'll have the mats to do this, but only the once. You then hit transmute and you end up with a two-handed scythe. Now there are 4 options in the Necro loot pool. The Nurse Black Death is the one that we got, so each poison skill has a damage increase of 100% for 15 seconds. So it's fairly easy to stack this up to 2, 3, even 4 or 500%, and obviously that is going to hit very hard. Now I think that probably is going to be the best one, that is my preferred option. Then you've got Aurelian Shadowhook. This just gives you more damage based on your max essence, so again that would be really nice. Bloodtide Blade has always been traditionally very strong. It increases depending on the number of enemies within 25 yards. So you can do some good masker bonusing in the Halls of Agony, blasting apart skeletons with this one. And then lastly, the Maltorius. This is probably the worst one. Albeit they have said that they've now changed this to be multiplicative, so I'm expecting it to hit harder than it has done in the past. But either which way, you have a guaranteed multiplier. You would just simply, again, come back to the cube, Recipe 1, extract legendary power, pop in whatever you get, hit transmute. Mine says failed, but it will now allow you to pick whichever two-handed scythe you've got. Now what I would do next is roll Blood Shards at Kadala. You absolutely 100% definitely want to go for gloves. This is because the only set of gloves in the loot pool for the Necro at level 1 are the Grasp of Essence. Now Corpse Explosion has had its base damage buffed in the latest patch that we've had, so the skill itself now hits about 3 times harder than it used to. And Grasp of Essence used to do 100% extra damage, stacking 5 times. It now does 200%. Corpse Explosion absolutely wrecks on a character. So even with just the Grasp of Essence, and let's say you didn't get anything else that you could pair it with, so you ended up with the Bloodtide or the Maltorius, you'll still be absolutely fine on damage. It hits like an absolute truck. But if you do get the Nares, obviously you can pair this with poison skills, so you pick the poison rune on Corpse Explosion, which is close quarters, so the second one that you get, that's pretty nice, and that would obviously buff up poison. And then again, the Shadow Hook will just give you another modifier. Now you don't need to extract the Grasp of Essence, you'll only have the power to extract your two-handed scythe, which again, before you do, just check it hasn't rolled with reduced level requirement. Again, this one hasn't, but you should have a two-handed scythe in here, a Grasp of Essence on your character, and you're just going to basically play Corpse Explosion the entire way up to 70. Now, what you probably need to do again before setting off and going either rifting or looking for cursed chests to blow stuff up, you probably want to do your two-handed reroll. So you're going to come over and pick two-handed axe. Again, you will have the mats to make maybe 5 or 6 of these. I would just make one. You're looking for on this secondary here where it says monster kills grant 105 experience, or there is a CC which is a stun. This one's perfect because on the primary stats it also has life per hit, so when we take this over to Miriam, we've only got 3 things that we can possibly roll on the secondary affix here. So we leave on the crowd control. If we click question mark on here, monster grants experience, there's only 3 items here. Level requirement reduced is the one that we want to hit. Now if we didn't have life per hit on the main weapon here, we would have life per kill, so it would be 1 in 4 chance. So we want to make sure we pick this one. I normally say anything over 20 I'm happy with, so 15 is a pretty good start. I'd normally take, I mean, look at that, absolute RNGs. Wow, I wish this was the season. That would be perfect. Level 40, you stick this on, you get a load of damage. Now obviously this one doesn't have main stat or vitality, so you know, not exactly ideal, but again, you could stuck something in the socket. You might want to have another go at something with main stat and vitality, but this goes in the stash, and at level 40 you start doing massive damage. You can really jack it up, so that combined with Corpse Explosion will see you to 70 very quickly. Now when you get to 70 guys, you're going to want to start putting Inarius Corpse Explosion together. So I would do the season journey, I would collect the set. This isn't a season whereby Legacy of Dreams and getting that gem is a particularly viable way. Now it does work, it's just going to be much quicker to spend a little bit of game time getting your 6 pieces of Inarius. So let's just quickly run through the bonuses that we're going to get. The 2-piece bone armor is going to give an increased damage of 1000%. Not terrible, but not amazing either. For the 4-piece, we get an extra 3% damage reduction per enemy hit with bone armor. This normally has 10 stacks, which is normally 30% damage reduction. With this extra 3%, that's 60% damage reduction. Really great for the Necro because we are a little squishy early on, so it does help out. Now the GR20 clear is going to be absolutely no problem for this, and that means we're going to get access to the 6-piece, where we get the Tornado of Bone that swirls around the character. Deals 1000% damage whenever you hit something, and then once you have tagged it, you take 10,000 extra damage on any other kind of skill that you apply to the target. It's a very close range build. Now, at 70, if you miss the Grasp of Essence, I would make an alt character and go back and get these. Corpse Explosion deals a lot of damage, and it kind of pairs well with a lot of the other skills. Now, I would probably start upgrading one-handed scythes with my DBs, so this would be my first pick. Now, you're looking for the Jesseth, because you're going to want to try and fill this set out. Go for command skeletons on the bar. Now you might hit a Scythe of the Cycle, which will give you 400% on secondary skills, so just make sure you go with Bone Nova if you get this one out of your first go. Obviously if you do have the Blood Tide as well, it pairs really well with that. Multiplier on top of a multiplier will absolutely wreck in this game. Same for the Dragool's Corroded Fang. If you get this, obviously it's a 200% damage increase to anything that's cursed. You can put Aura of Frailty on your bar, so that's just one of the curses, and that will go on, and it just gives an aura which is close range, which works really well with Inarius. So again, that's something that you can kind of build into as you're looking to put your Inarius pieces together. Now, Raelina's Shadow Hook is just more damage. You might have that in the cube already. You also might have a Nares. Again, you're going to want to focus on poison skills if you do. But the idea is there's lots of different combos of this stuff that you can put together for really easy access to multipliers. But best in slot for the Necro Inarius Corpse Explosion is the Jesseth. So once I've hit this, I would then probably move over onto rings because we're looking to hit the Crispins. Now if I got a COE, I probably would stop doing rings and then move on to amulets. Looking for the Johnstone for a 200% increased damage on Corpse Explosion, and also looking for a Wisdom of Kalon, which gives a extra 5 stacks of bone armor, which gives us 90% damage reduction. So 15 stacks of bone armor times 6% off the 4-piece of Inarius is 90% damage reduction. It doesn't sound like much going from 60 to 90, but if you think about it, if you were to be hit for 100 points of damage and you had 60% damage reduction, your character would still register 40 points of damage. If you got hit with 100 points of damage but you had 90% damage reduction, you're only going to take 10 points of damage. So obviously going from 40 to 10 is a factor of 4, so that is a huge toughness increase from just this one amulet here. To put it into context, it's like taking a Band of Might and Unity as a barb, which obviously is pretty nutty. Now, you do have another item that in theory is best in slot for the Inarius Corpse Explosion, which is the Reaver. There's only 4 two-handed axes in the pool, so once I got a Crispins, I would probably go for the Reaver. So maybe you do that before you do your amulets, but it's a bit of a tough call as to which way around, and there will be a written guide in the description with all the kind of best way to go about it. Now, whilst you're looking for the Reaver, obviously you could say have a Shadow Hook in the cube. Again, there's plenty of things to do. Now, blood shard wise, you're going to spend these on a shield for number 1 because there's only 4 in the pool, so you will find this Jester Skull Shield pretty quickly. Then I probably would move shards over onto rings, again looking to hit a Convention of Elements, which obviously would be pretty nice, or maybe looking for the Crispins. You know, you can find Unities, you can find Broken Promise, Justice Lantern, there's loads of really good rings in the pool. Once I had one that I was happy with, I then might move off and try and go for a pair of Nems. But do remember guys, you can go get the Reaper's Wraps plans from killing Malthael at any difficulty, and they'll go just fine here. Same for Hellfire. You can always put Hellfire here just whilst you're looking for stuff, and you will still have a jewellery slot here available until you get everything filled out. You will also have to run some bounties because picking up a Rogue is pretty good because that will allow us to take the Crimson set. These have been changed now, they drop really easily in a season, so you shouldn't have to do too many bounties to find them. The extra cooldown is obviously very important. So this is kind of the Corpse Explosion build that I was running on PTR, doing 90-95. I will put up some footage on screen of me clearing GR70 with the seasonal theme with 200 Paragon, only the 1 legendary gem, no Crimsons, no bells, and or just a normal legendary belt. It's really easy, it's really strong to put this together. But let's put the skills up on screen for you now, just to have a little quick look see at. As I say, there is a full D3 plan link to this build in the description, as well as the full YouTube guide linked as well. Now the problem with Inarius is it does run out of juice a little bit, so once you start getting higher up over 90, you need more and more main stat to try and keep going. I probably wouldn't look to push with Inarius at all, so the next goal is going to be to set up a push build. Now Inarius will take us up to 90-95 on speed farm. You could possibly make an Inarius push build that could get to 100. It's not going to be much fun to play, and it is going to be a little difficult. Inarius does tend to run out of a bit of juice at some point. Now personally, if I was looking to get past 100 as quickly as possible, I would be setting up Grim Scythe. I would go for this over Legacy of Dreams Corpse Explosion because whilst maybe they're similar in power, it's very difficult to tell. This is a much more casual friendly build. You just wipe the screen, you're looking to kill big groups of trash, whereas Corpse Explosion revolves around damage windows, and this is probably just more casual friendly. Now, putting this together, you're obviously going to need your Legacy of Dreams gem. You can rank this up to like easily 90 using Inarius, and then obviously you'll just take this up to 99 the rest of the way on the Legacy of Dreams. You do need ancient pieces, which is a bit of a bummer, but again, if you don't get ancient pieces, you can still use the correct in slot items. You just get a little bit less damage and a little bit less damage reduction. Again, I've got a full guide on this. I will link it in the description, and the D3 planner is in there as well. But you've got a couple of tricky bits to find here, guys. So a Telrash's Relentless Pursuit. You need either a wizard player to drop this to you or to roll a wizard to get it. It is best in slot. You can swap it out. It's just got attack speed on it. Your other one that comes from a strength character, so either a Crusader or a Barb, and this is a Stone Gauntlets. So again, this doesn't drop natively for Necro. You're going to need someone to pass this to you, or you have to roll one of those characters and do upgrades in the cube to get it. So you can obviously upgrade level 70 items on a level 1 character. You don't need to rank a Crusader or Barb up to 70 to get these. You're just going to have to use the cube to get it. Other than that, it's using some of the new items, so the Resist Volitions, which have now got damage reduction built in, which is really nice. Using the Haunted Visions, which gives you the infinite Simulacrums, which is great because they'll Grim Scythe for us as well. Tragul's Corroded Fang, very easy to pick up an ancient one of these, only 4 sides in the pool, which is nice. Again, same for the Ledger's Disdain, roll your blood shards on it, there's only 4 of these offhands in the pool, really easy to get it. A Convention of Elements, you're always going to want one of these on a season. Crispies, you're always going to want on a season. Again, you might hit your Haunted Visions whilst looking for your necklace for Inari's Corpse Explosion. Nems you're always going to want, and Depth Diggers go in the cube. You need a couple of unities, so again a bit fiddly for that. And then I rock it with the Blind Faith Helm for a huge blind on hit chance, which allows us really good proc coefficients on the Crisbees, because these just go off whenever something gets blinded. Really tough and tanky build, a lot of fun, and you need your Ice Climbers because they will pair with the Stone Gauntlets, make you have huge armor with no negative effect. But as I say guys, all of this stuff, if you want the full guides, it will be in the description, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to roll Necro or DH, but if I do go Necro, this is the push build I'm probably going to set up. Again, depends on RNG. If I get some nice primal pieces for the Corpse Explosion, maybe I'll go with that. But as I say, this will get you past 100, easy peasy. You don't need everything ancient. You don't need the gem at max level. You will be able to get there. Just obviously, you just build it, keep growing in power as you go. So that's it guys, I wish you all the best for Season 21. Say your prayers to RNGesus, let's get a nice primal Tragul's Corroded Fang or something out of our GR70 clear. Don't want to hear about any trash, follower tokens, droppings primals, that's always the worst. I wish you all the best, I'll catch you in Season 21 guys, take it easy, peace.